Okay, we ready? Well, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We are back in Enshrouded, and since last time, well, a few things have changed again on the base. Starting with, we have chickens. Of course, they're called flightless redtails, I believe. Go ahead and if we can't collect some eggs. Oh, look, we have a baby one. Well, that one's not giving me any eggs. Oh, we got more baby ones. Well, the chickens are doing chicken things. We've got like 3 babies in here. Oh my goodness. We also have a bunch of other baby animals. I'm barely able to keep up with the demand for bed space at this point. Look at the baby goat. And they all come running to me. Alright, let's see. They're complaining that there are lack of beds again. Oh my god, really? I just put in like 10 new beds. How can there be a lack of beds? Oh, now we have another adult goat. Okay. They don't seem to starve if they're not eating, so that's a good thing. But they do seem to complain mightily if they don't have enough beds. Do I have any extras? No, I don't. Alright. I'm gonna have to make some more. But let's go put this milk and eggs away. And of course, in here, I've cleaned everything up. I've organized the kitchen so everything's nice and tidy. We got a new dog. Oh, hello. He's a cute little buddy. We found him in a cage. Seemed like he was part of a horrible experiment. Somebody was trying to resurrect their pet dog by necromancy using other dogs. And they had been failing every single time, so they had a bunch of skeletal dogs they had to kill. And then we found him, and he took some time to tame. We also have a couple of new survivors, but one in particular, where is she? See if I can find her in here. Are you the one? Yes, this one here. If I can. She's right by the door, so I can't talk to her. That's the board, though. Now that she's not by the door, maybe I can talk to her. There we go. Valerie the Bard. Flame Bard, I've been all over the world, and I picked up both trinkets and traditions on my travels. These keepsakes tell stories of a different time. The oldest is this fossil I found. If we had more, we could make a whole collection and showcase it properly. Finding fossils. So, she makes things. She makes a medium backpack. She makes a large backpack. She makes musical instrument, decorative banners, and this cosmetic bard outfit that is, well, what she's wearing. Or pretty much like what she's wearing.
Do you have a rhyme for flameborn?
But let's just say the backpack is handy. As you can see, we have a whole ton more space. In fact, we have 16 more spaces to gather stuff. So, yay! I can't say how happy I am. In fact, I don't think there are words to say how happy I am. Of course, she was not the easiest one to find. Gus and I, well, we had quite the adventure looking for her. With our goal in mind, we headed out. The last clue we'd found to her location had simply said to explore an ancient sunken city. But how is a city sunken if there isn't water? When we finally arrived at the location, it appeared to be half buried in some sort of thick muck. It's foreboding and dishonest. So when the birds that guided my steps suddenly stopped singing, and when the wind rustled the leaves, swelled into a quiet crescendo, I paused. Then when I caught a glint of light from above, a reflection dancing on the tip of a spear in the treetops, I knew I was trapped. Vuka's spears rained down on me like blighted fire on Pike Mead's reeds the day it fell. But I've seen enough of this world to know when to duck and dash. Keep your head down when the axe is swinging. I learnt that at the Court of Kings. So I ran towards the setting sun, letting the rays blind my attackers. I've escaped, and the Vuka won't follow me here. I wonder why. Maybe it's because I'm close to that wondrous light that ripped through the sky all that time ago. If the stars align, I'll finally finish this chapter of my journey. Valerie. So the board had indeed been here. Where had she gone? What had happened to her? Valerie was worried about attacks by Vuka. It turns out Vuka weren't the only things we had to worry about here. And those lizards are big. While Gus checked the routes outside the ruined building, I checked for clues inside and discovered a makeshift bridge. It seemed that someone had been there. Was it Valerie? If so, it appeared she was resourceful. Or was it the Vuka, having taken over the area? I returned to where Gus was to see if he'd found anything, and to let him know what I found, and soon he joined me to follow this new path. The place was turning out to be a lot bigger than I thought, but then again, what did I expect? It did say it was a city. And with the sighting of Vuka, I finally had my answer as to who had built those bridges. Perhaps it was Valerie, but more than likely not. Well then, the shaman was very well treated in the clan. He had a nice house with a lot of beds and a big fire, but checking out his house wasn't getting us any closer to Valerie. Got myself a little stuck here. Had to pickaxe my way out. I'll admit at this point I was a little surprised at the lack of enemies here. We'd had a few Vuka, a couple of lizards, and those little purple orb things, but other than that, not much. It seemed that the terrain was the biggest enemy itself. And then Gus discovered a button. To a locked door? We weren't sure. Were there more? We didn't know. I never knew the ancients had once built structures here. My mother, Queen Pikemead, called the Black Mire a no man's land. Did she keep secrets from me after all? We placed a vessel inside the main building and learned what it means to send a signal to the worthy. The ancients formed a circle and stretched their hand towards the firmaments. One spoke in foreign tongues as the starry constellation in the night sky changed. First, the stars began to twinkle, then twitch. I thought I saw the sky fracture into 1,000 pieces, all glittering above, reflecting the light of my own eyes like a kaleidoscope, a clear refraction of all, symmetrical and divine. The light overwhelmed my vision as my head started to spin, and I fell to the ground where I later awoke. Perhaps these are secrets both me and my mother must keep. Queen Jasmina. I think this note here gave me more information than any note before. It appears the queens had met the ancients and witnessed their ceremonies. But to what end? What were they doing, and why? Queen Jasmina was here, and her ancient ally summoned the light that led me. What a strange reunion. I still remember her as a little birdie in her mother's lap. Her frail hands could barely hold my lyre. She cried when she broke the middlemost string. I forgave her. She wanted to be friends forevermore, and to seal that promise with blood. What a strange kindle-waste custom, I thought, but why not adopt it? I remember making a shallow cut. Then I restrung the lyre, and she continued to play, cheeks wet from tears and palms spotted with cherry-red specks. I still have the scar from that day. Our paths cross again, separated by time. Her goal is mine, and my scar is hers. I trust that my journey won't end when I enter that vessel. There are so many more adventures to be had after all. Valerie. So wait, did she say vessel? Does that mean there's a cinder vault nearby? That must be what we're trying to unlock. I relayed this information to Gus, and we went on looking to see if what I thought was true. Sure enough, he had found a door with 3 locks, and only one of them unlocked. So now we had to find the other 2. While I looked around this area, he went back to the previous area we'd been to, and sure enough, there had been another button there that we missed. After some time of searching, we finally found the last button and could head back to the vault. Along the way, I also discovered the muck was tar, and if I stayed in it too long, it sapped all my stamina, leaving me to sink and drown in it. And there it was, at the end of a long passage. One lone cinder vessel. But why only one? Still, no matter. We had found her. We had the bard. We definitely had some fun with that adventure. But of course, the more we learned, the more we found out we needed to learn. And we got a few more quests in the process. Where will our adventures lead us next? Who knows? But I think the first thing we want to do is find our carpenter's Aunt Braylene. We'll see if we can do that. And get some 10, because we need to upgrade the altar again. So next time, well, we'll see what sort of trouble Gus and I get into. Until then, bye for now.